You've entered the Alchemist Archive, where inner work meets outer impact, and the creators who are shaping what's next. Hey guys, Matt Brower here. Welcome back to another episode. This episode is a special episode because it's featuring my very first second-time guest, originally on in February 2020 while running his company Wishlist. Dan Kasper is now playing in the AI space with his current company, Piloteer. Piloteer is a real-time performance system that senses and sharpens execution live, giving teams the awareness and precision of the most elite teams on the planet. So I want to dive right in. Dan, thanks again for being on this show.
Super stoked, Matt. Thanks for having me. And hopefully, February 2020, we were about to go into the pandemic. So hopefully we're not the sole reason that the pandemic happened.
I didn't realize that correlation. We'll see.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man, what a wild time. What a wild few years, but super excited to be back.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long already. It's wild, but we've kind of stayed in touch over the years and excited to kind of learn what you're up to now. So first of all, just a very quick background on Dan. For the listeners, you have a lot of experience in just being in leadership roles, basically your entire career, all the way back from the military experience. And then you've been involved in several companies, and you're actually, I saw on LinkedIn, you're a guest lecturer at one of the universities there in Colorado.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I would say, I guess really foundationally, my obsession is building high performing teams. Like, I really can't get enough of it. That's been the connective tissue through my entire career. Stemmed, as you mentioned, from the military, where team performance was life and death. And I still think that's the case today. I don't care how much money you raise as a company. I don't care the product that you have. At the end of the day, if you can't ignite your people to work together and accomplish things, you're not going to reach your really potential. So that's been, I guess, the intersection, Matt, or at least the foundation. And then the intersection, I should say, comes really at the crossroads between technology and humanity. So how do we leverage the most cutting edge frontier technology possible, not to replace us as humans, but how do we actually use it intentionally to unlock the next level of human performance, to make us more cohesive, to get a bunch of data as we are humans that can unlock that next chapter of growth together. So that's really been the intersection from big tech, and then, as you mentioned, from the last couple of companies I've started and ran too.
Yeah, amazing. When did this current idea, Piloteer, kind of come into your mind, and that you could see this was needed, or this companies and coaches could benefit from this real-time response data to then shift what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been multiple signals that I've kind of picked different elements from different chapters, or like study and research from anywhere, or even from like neuroscience, and kind of piece them together in a way that I think can be most impactful for who we are as humans, and also what does performance mean in this next era. I would say foundationally, the theme that I'm really intrigued on is if we look at the science of the highest performing teams in the planet, the most elite teams, whether it be pro sports teams, symphonies, F1, special operations teams in the military, performance isn't something that is opinion, it's instrumented for. And there's no question marks about what performance looks like. And then when they're actually doing their craft, there's incredible amount of signals that are getting processed so they can course correct in real time. F1, for example, they get 300 data points per second when they're driving their car, so they can change their strategies, they can read and react to the different temperatures, et cetera. And we don't have that when we're building organizations. Like, we're building these multi-million-dollar companies on JV level infrastructure. Let's be real. Like, the way that we're getting data, we don't have feedback, we can't course correct, and it's like we're wondering why performance is still a mystery for us. And so that's really the quandary of what I wanted to jump into, is how do we take the science and the infrastructure and the technology available to the most elite teams in the planet, and how do I make it available to everyone now?
Yeah. Wow. So how did you decide what data points are critical? I guess it's different for every industry, every company.
Sure.
How did you disseminate all of this information down to speak to a specific client, for instance, or a specific industry?
For sure. So here's what
companies interviewing, or
kind of a mix. I'll start with the fun fact, because what is a podcast without a fun fact? Our brains process 11 million bits of information every minute, but only 40 make it to conscious awareness. So there is an incredible amount of data, and us just interacting right now that we're just not picking up on. Might be the sound of this little heater running behind me, or the little micro cue of your eyebrow raising slightly, or you leaning. So there's an incredible amount of data around human interaction. Now, the best people on the planet at their craft, whether it be the best leaders, the best sellers, they can pick up on these micro cues and traditionally pick up between 3 to 4x that of the average person. But it's still a tremendous amount of data that we can't pick up on. So what our AI is doing, we call it sensing AI because it's not just trained on text, it's actually trained on living systems, aka people. We just mirror what the best people at their craft in the world are doing. So we're building technology to replicate the best sellers, the best leaders in the planet that pick up on not just what you're saying, but your tone, your sentiment, your body language, those little micro cues.
Yeah.
The best people at the craft do. We're training our models to do that and then to reflect that back on you so you can make those course corrections when you're actually doing your thing.
So I'm picturing, what's a movie where somebody's teaching, what's that movie where Will Smith is teaching this guy how to date and how to interact with girls. He's got an earpiece in and he's giving him the play-by-play and how to talk. Yeah. That's what I'm picturing. How does this technology work?
It's very similar. And actually, I talk about it as kind of think of it as having a little Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder. Like Jiminy Cricket is telling you, whispering you in your ear the signals to right moves to make or what to do or not to do or how to get back online or now's a great time to pitch the new product. So it's very.
Is it an earpiece or is it?
We don't have an earpiece right now. I actually have it running. It's a little console that sits in a little app that sits on my computer. I have a mobile app, and I just hit start sensing, and then I just. So I don't do anything else but my job. And since we started chatting, I've got 11 different tips on how to better communicate with you. I did give it content in the podcast too. So get better communication tips. And I just have it running in the background.
So now, it's watching, it's listening to both of us. It's watching you. It's watching me. That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of like my own Jiminy Cricket. So I do look at how you're responding back to me because, leadership and sales doesn't happen in a vacuum. Now it is only looking at my body language right now. But 93% of all human interactions, they're really focused on body language. And so if I were to, cross my arms, Matt, and say, yeah, that's a great question, Matt. Like, body language is saying, right. Or the little things that your team picks up on, like you may not have the awareness that you scowl when you're trying to talk to new ideas and actually puts people off. So these little things, we like to think of ourselves as like a mirror, not a microscope. So our goal is to reflect back to you with data, the things that your team is picking up on that you may not.
Wow, that's incredibly powerful. And you're working with Fortune 500 companies. Actually, the thing that had me, I think I saw a video you had posted on LinkedIn or something like that, talking about this, which is what had me reach out to you. And the video is specifically referring to coaches. This being an incredible tool for coaches, and this is obviously something that I have decided to embrace fully. About a year ago, which is, something I've been doing for many years, but just really redefine myself in the marketplace as this executive leadership and performance coach. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this conversation on this podcast because I want to learn about what you're doing and how it works. So one of the things that I think makes a very good coach is being able to hear the things that are not being said. If you're in a one-on-one session with somebody, asking a line of questions, helping them get to like the core issue of something that's holding them back, a subconscious limiting belief or whatever it is, it's typically the things that they're not saying that you can start to hear. And then obviously body language is a big part of that too. But so this is like basically accentuating those skills that some have different levels of, but wow.
You nailed it. And so like, I love coaches. I've been working with coaches in different forms for 20 years and I'll always have a coach. And so one of the key opportunities we've seen is really partnering with coaches to provide the technology that teleports their practice to the AI area in an intentional way, because we know there's so much noise with AI. But at the end of the day, if we think about like working with coaches, and I remember the first time I saw an executive coach use Piloteer data in a coaching session with a CEO, like my jaw was on the ground. I'd never seen anything so surgical in terms of coaching in my entire life. Like the way that he was able to leverage the real-time data from what the CEO had been doing, not what he thought he was doing, but the action signal and how it came across to his team and how that was like a complete wake-up call. I'm like, this is the future. And we completely changed our entire go-to-market strategy to really partner with top firms and consultancies. Like if we think
Wow.
about bringing the two things together, like data, AI, technology, human-centric coaching, and performance coaching. Together, we put those together and one makes the other better. And we call it like a performance system, you know? So like when we think about coaching, for example, like Piloteer can get you game time footage of all of your clients leading in the moment in real time. We can help you stand out from other coaching firms. We can prove your ROI. We can make you more money. We can get you done with organizations. So there's just so much we can do that helps make the coaching better, but the coaching makes the data better. Again, it helps to activate. And so like we haven't been more excited since seeing some impact by working with coaches specifically.
Yeah. And how did you decide, you kind of answered this a little bit, but how did you decide that coaching is an area that you want to have a big impact in, of all the different areas this can be used for? Obviously you said that you've been working with coaches for 20 years. Is it just the passion for, the value they bring, or was there some other opportunity in the marketplace that you saw?
I think both. I think it first started from a desire for impact. Like every single person on my team, the reason that we're doing what we're doing is we have this shared obsession around team performance, and we aren't happy with how organizations are being built and leveraging their people to create performance. It's such a major opportunity. The reason what we're doing is how do we actually do that? Like that's what our obsession is. And if we want to have impact, we saw the best way to do that was to partner with coaches. Because they can help to activate, they can help to, bring this technology in, they can help to really make it humanized and human centric and unlock the data that help actually improve. So we just see such a symbiotic relationship as we look towards the next era of coaching, what it can look like. Because at the end of the day, that we're doing this technology because we genuinely care about what does this performance look like. Everyone that's been on these top teams, like you get that feeling and like, you always are on this quest to get that again. And so that's something we want to do. And just having worked with coaches, like we think we can have the biggest impact partnering.
Yeah. And it's such a tough thing when you have a high performer and you want that high performer to teach others how to do the same thing. Yeah. It's nearly impossible. It's almost like an embodiment of something that's very difficult to teach. And you kind of using AI to bring that into having it be more possible.
Yeah, you're exactly. I mean, that's the one great thing that there's a couple of great things that AI does, but it takes an incredible amount of data and can synthesize it so fast and so intentionally and so specifically that and that's why honestly we've been waiting for a while to create this level of technology because it hadn't been to a place where you could do it as service. Yeah. And so we leverage technology in a way that can do what it's best at, and then we use the coaching and performance coaches to do what they're best at. And then we throw them together and it's like jaw on the ground. Oh my God.
Yeah. I have another call after this afternoon, and it's an AI based platform that's a friend of mine is creating. It's essentially like it's a matchmaking technology that is using data points of facilitators and what their specific offerings are, matching them to those looking for specific results, and using that AI-backed data to make precision matching. And I could see a potential, partnership or something like that between the two of you guys.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting, and I think AI is such a great use case for humans and like for this type of work specifically because we're so different, right? Yeah, there's, we're wired to do certain things, certain ways by millennia. Yes, we have, this DNA that encourages us to do, yes, there's the science, but there's also so many variables with humans. And so being able to have AI be more intentional about who we are, who we operate with, how we operate, it's just such a phenomenal use case that we've seen come to life.
Yeah. When did the company start?
We started basically this year is when we started, or I guess not this year, 2026, 2025.
Okay.
But we have
it's 2026 already. Holy shit! No.
I know, right? It's just like last time we talked this podcast, like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But we have some friends, and we got access to some data sets that we've been building for a while and kind of just sitting on until the moment was right. So it's been fun to see and pounce on it, and now just see what it can do out in real organizations.
Yeah, and you're probably building it, making changes and things as you guys learn as companies are using it. Is this this is live? Is this beta phase? It's live or
It's
what's?
live. Yeah. No, we first built it. We tested with 200 people. We rolled it out last year. We're working with Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 40 companies. I've been very surprised how fast we've been got in and adopted.
Yeah.
Some killer logos and some killer brands. A lot of it is just because of the results. We're
Yeah.
measuring, we can show you improvement in it and we can see it in real time. So yeah, it's live now. To your point, like it's always getting better, and we're building new products. Things are coming online, new features, but it is currently being used, and we have some awesome case studies together too.
Wow. So are you in software engineer at all, or is this
No,
do you have a background in coding, or just
no. I'm
on
just
teams? Yeah.
I know just enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And then so I got into machine learning even before the whole AI thing started at Airbnb, and it was all around like I worked on the trust and safety team. So how do we understand people's behavior online to make it safe? So that
Mhm.
was where I got into it, but I've never been a coding dude. I have a team that helps me bring it to life from like an AI model perspective.
Yeah. And I haven't explored it yet, but apparently you can, even if you don't write code, you can write code now with AI. I haven't.
No, you can. Oh yeah. I mean, that's like, I honestly probably have 10, 12 different tools that I use every day that make me like, there's no way I could be moving at the speed that I am without that. I mean, anywhere from generating images to writing content to creating UI and UX wireframes to writing code to reviewing code to, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just insane the amount of tools that are available at our fingertips now that
Yeah.
it would take like 5 to 10 people to be doing what I'm just doing now with these tools.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I have some very good friends that are at the highest levels of software coding with cybersecurity and blockchain technology. And all of them say, they've shown me like, look at how I write code now. Copy paste. They have like 5, 6, 7 AI agents. And because of this, I will never have to hire another, team member for what I do again, because just the upside of that time saving is incredible.
It is. It's a wild time to be alive, man.
It is. How many? What's your head count? Like how many employees are you?
We are 5 all in right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But to your point, like, I mean, we're hiring now too, so we'll be building that up more specifically. But
Yeah.
like our engineers have AI agents that review the code overnight, so like the way that we're building this team is really about the future. Like we no longer are doing software engineering sprints like it has been. Like we're doing more of a bounty method where engineers can work on what they want and they get bounties or incentives when they close these tasks. So like we're really thinking about if the goal of our company is performance, like what does building a company with the highest level of performance in the next era look like too? So that's been also fun, is like not just to say, yeah, we're about performance and use these kind of old school methodologies. Like we're really trying to push the boundaries of the team that we built, how we operate, and how the product comes to life.
Yeah. So this is great because I want to get a little deeper into like what drives you. I mean, you clearly have a passion for, as you mentioned earlier, building high performing teams. Like what drives you to want to create the most cutting edge levels of performance? Is it something in your background? Is something you're aware of? Or
What's this funny? Because this is also me under caffeinated when I told you. Wait, give me a few more espressos and I won't shut up. Yeah, but I guess what fuels me is kind of what something I alluded to before. It's like once you've been on a top performing team and what that feels like and what you can accomplish, like it's almost like a drug. Like you chase that high again. And that's really what it was. Like I'm experience. I was super fortunate. Like I built teams in 27 countries around the world. I worked with some of the best teams. I worked with some of the worst. And I've always been drawn to like the toughest parts of any types of, or just the toughest challenges. Like I can't get enough of it.
yeah,
And so that's another thing too, is like humans are hard. Performance is hard. It's something that's one of the most difficult things, is like, how do you build it, sustain it, grow it? And so that has been interesting for me. And even if you think of like the concept of Piloteer, if you look at our logo, for example, it's a P, yes, for Piloteer, but it also looks like a satellite. Satellite. Hey, we're seeing the world from above. Something that you can't see when you have on the ground. The arrow on part of the satellite means like we're showing progress. But I remember in the military too, like we had these drones that we were on mission sets that were critical. Like they could help us see things that we didn't see. They helped us say, go right instead of left, or hey, get out of there, it's not safe.
Yeah.
And that's what, the concept we're getting into now is how can we have these, helpful look in the sky that brings us down there too. So there's a lot of, I guess, themes from the military in there, from other performing teams, and also just this quest of like, I want to bring that level of clarity to every organization around.
Yeah, I love what you just said there, because that's actually a term that I've been using, or a phrase I've been using in my coaching, which is, with a broader view, you're able to bring deeper precision with whatever you're up to.
So
And so, yeah, it's like, so, that's what happens. You raise the lens up higher and higher and higher, and you're looking from a satellite view. You're able to then come down and bring, with a larger picture, bring more precision to whatever the heck it is you're wanting to create in your world. So
yeah, I love that. I think that's such an awesome point of what coaching can do too, right? Like a good coach asks the right questions, they help you see the different perspectives, things that, you get your blinders on by working too. And so that's what I love about coaching. That's why I'll always have a coach and always work with them. Now, to your point, like, but you don't have the time also, Matt, to go sit in all the rooms of all your clients and take notes on all the different things. So that's, how can we leverage technology to do that part for you? But then the questions that you ask, the things that you're saying are also more directly tied to what they're doing in the moment too. So hence what we see such a cool partnership around.
So Piloteer not only can improve my coaching with my clients, but also I can have Piloteer sitting in meetings with, in sales meetings or whatever, let's say it's an executive board meeting or something. And then I can get that data to know where to push and pull and ask questions that help guide me with my clients. Is that right?
That's actually the predominant use case. So we
Got it. Okay.
actually partner with coaches, meaning that sure, the coach can use it, but it's not actually, to help them with their coaching. We'll
Got it.
different use case for that, but actually
help guide. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Their clients would use it. Let's say at Acme Company. So Acme Company, all of their executive staff, directors, VPs start using Piloteer. They get in the moment coaching, that feedback. Then the coach would be able to get all the signals, what they're working, what they're not, and it helps to make the coaching better. So you're exactly right. We would go to market together. We service end clients, and it becomes this performance system for them.
Yeah, amazing. But then it could also catch, like, in a one-on-one session with a client, it could catch like, oh, I picked up on this little bit, the tiny little subtle energy that you didn't then mention, coach. And, so it could.
You're exactly right.
Potentially.
Yeah, wow. And we're actually working on a version 2 for coaches that's more like, it still does, but we can like fine tune some of the models for that use case where, it actually can look at like, what are those things that are really important to coaches, and how can we also have a version of Piloteer for the coaching moments, not just for like the inflow of work for your clients as well.
Yeah, and it's amazing using it for that too. Like the sign of a good coach is a level of humbleness to, the less ego-driven that somebody is, the more impact they're able to have, I think. Like, for instance, I coach a lot of coaches. I also have several coaches that contribute to me as well. And it's like we all can use reflection to better our performance, better our operating with integrity from the heart, all of those things. So
totally. And I think that's not just coach. I think that in general, for really anyone that's wants to be good at the craft, like it's a team sport, right? Like a lot of times you get blinders. Like, how do you continually have this growth mindset? And growth mindset is one of the things that we actually measure. So we actually have, like, for our leadership product, we have 83 different behaviors that we look at that we know the best leaders on the planet have, and it's also grounded in science. So, like, what are these behaviors that we know equate to the highest performance, and then how do we measure that and show progress on that?
Yeah. So, so you're dealing with humans at the end of the day, your team, yourself. When I'll just ask this for you, like, when you are just feeling not at your highest performance, what does that tend to look like, and what do you do, if anything, to like pop yourself out of that, or you just allow yourself to be in it because maybe you need rest or something?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like different things. Burnout for me will look different than if I just have a bad call versus I'm not feeling effective. I think, startups are crazy too. It is a whirlwind. It is a grind. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, this thing is going to work. And other days you're like, I can't believe I'm doing this and working this hard for uncertainty. So it's a range of emotions. I think it's a community sport. Luckily, everyone on my team is like, the passion is like the energy driving us. It goes beyond kind of like motivation. It's like discipline to create this together. So I think it looks differently to different things. I'd say burnout is something that I personally deal with a lot right now. Between building the startup and I have a small kid at home who's 1.5 years, between trying to, be the different things to different people. So So, and I know what to look for, and I'm trying to be better at listening to it and actually doing something about it. So I
Yeah.
think signals are different in general. My energy will slow down. I'm not as I like to joke around, and like if I'm not joking around, that's a good signal.
God, that's one for me too.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So like my
Good idea.
and Piloteer starts to know, like, so this is the interesting thing too, is like it starts to get to know you like in your environment. And my Piloteer will pick up on you're not joking around and it will send flags to me like, hey, you should do something about this because it knows that I'm not joking around. I'm not, I mean, you don't
Yeah,
know.
like here's your baseline and you're off of your baseline. Wow.
So I think it's just important to I'm trying to do better as an entrepreneur, as a person, just listen to some of the signals that I'm getting from my team, from my tier, from my wife, and then actually doing something about it.
Okay. Are you still getting up at 4:30 in the morning working out?
Yeah, I do. I am weirdly a morning person, and if it
Yeah.
doesn't work out, is I would say just as much mental for me than it is physical, and like I need to start
Right.
it. So I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually more mental for me, and the bummer, but also it's a very good thing, is that like I've tested it. If I
Yeah.
have like I'll call it a routine or maintenance workout, it's not enough. I have to crush, do a very hard workout, and it's
Yeah.
just I've been doing it for my whole life, right?
Yeah.
And I need to like move that much energy through my body in order to stay baseline. And it just like just keeps the vibration higher all the time, and it's obviously keeps the body healthy and energy high. So
Yeah. I mean, honestly, too, like you're a performance coach, right? So if we look at what does performance mean? Like you can't be high performance in one area and be low performance, and it doesn't work. That equation does not work out. Like
yeah,
I'm a terrible sports fan, but let's say you're an NBA player and you're only good at free throws, like you're not going to be in the NBA because you're only good at one thing. So
yeah,
performance also means that sleep. It means that working out. It means mental health and
yeah,
presence. It means spirituality if that's important. It means so like the best performers on the planet realize it's not just sitting in this chair here and like you need to be here for so many hours. It's like, hey, what do you need to do to unlock and worry your performance, your highest potential? And then you need to do that consistently.
yeah,
So that I love. Another thing about like, you and your work is like you're a performance coach, but it's something that you live and you breathe and you experience and you know what it's like.
yeah, yeah. It's like goes back to that saying, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yes. So true. Yeah. So true.
Yeah, it's not, and there's examples of you could have abundance in one area and be totally bankrupt in another area. Like maybe, a lot of people are highly successful in business and finance, money, but then they're very low with friendships and maybe family and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's part of what coaching can bring, is like balance and abundance in all areas. That's what there is to understand and get.
Yeah. I love that. Even if you think about like performance, like what does that even mean? Okay, performance in
Yeah,
one thing, something very different in the other. So I think another great part about coaching and why it's so critical is like you need to define the end state, because then you can't properly define what performance looks like. You can't have the instruments in place to get you from A to B until you know what that end state looks like. If
yeah,
the end state means about freedom, then that is a different outcome than if the freedom looks like financial gains or if so that's another, I think, cool thing about not only coaching but AI and data together is because there's an infinite amount of end states for every person. If you can have these unique programs at scale for every single person, that still gets you from A to B uniquely.
right, yeah. So what industries, what areas are you seeing the most use cases and the most demand of this technology?
Yeah. So let's see. Layout so far, I would say enterprise is really where we're getting the most traction, like big organizations, which frankly was a surprise to me. I didn't know that they would this I mean, it's pretty frontier technology, and for companies that may be slower on the adoption curve for AI.
Was
Um,
that a was that an intentional like target
no,
market
it
for you?
wasn't. It
Really?
happened. We started partnering with coaches that we got dropped in ours because of coaches have great relationships with executives at large organizations, and so one of the benefits for us is like we can work together in these great organizations together. So it really wasn't the size that we're targeting. That's where we've been falling out. We've been doing well in energy. We've been doing well in like biotech, health also. We've been doing well in insurance and highly regulated industries.
Wow.
So honestly, I've been even manufacturing. So, and I'm throwing these out because these are,
Really?
if I would be going and say like, hey, Dan, like put a bet on what industries, like it's honestly some of these larger organizations that you wouldn't think that are like, I haven't seen anything like this. Let's go. And
Yeah.
it's really fun to show them like intentional AI and what it can do for their company.
I mean, they probably all have very big intention to adopt AI in whatever form they can, because I think we all generally know that if we're not, we're going to get left behind. You know, those that are fearing AI and are resisting it are the ones that are literally going to be victims of it. But if you actually use it and learn to partner with it and use it to your benefit and help you create whatever you're creating, it's beautiful, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And I think what I've also seen too, and I would say like, so being in the AI space for several years now, and the number one failure point that I see organizations making around AI is they just like they hear AI and they're like just grab it and try to force it somewhere into their work.
Yeah.
And then they're wondering why it doesn't work and the adoption doesn't stick. And it is even the stat, I think up to 90% of AI adoption fails because of adoption. And you
Hmm.
wonder why. And I think to your point that you just made too, like the most successful organizations have a strategy. Like what are we trying to do? And then go backwards from there and say, okay, where does AI fit into helping me accomplish this strategy?
Yeah.
Now, luckily for Piloteer, human performance in this is performing better, closing more deals, having better team execution, deciding better. Those pieces have been almost impossible to try to quantify and do and give in real time. And so when they see that out there and they try it, and they're like we had one Fortune 500 company, we ran a 60-day pilot with them. And they said they saw more improvements with 60 days of Piloteer than they did a month and a half with a tier one consulting firm where they paid
Really?
seven figures. And
Wow.
so there's just such opportunity where we use it intentionally in the right ways in a way that fits our strategy that we can just like teleport from zero to hero.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your goal next 5 years with the company? Are you venture backed? Are you bootstrapped? Like how did the formation come to be?
We ranged with so we came from the venture space, or a couple of us have come from the venture space. Others have been bootstrapped. I've come from both.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
be very intentional about. So we raised a kind of a friends and family round from angel investors.
Cool.
And now we may be in a position that we don't, we can be very specific of who we want, if and when, and how we want to raise going forward. So that's really exciting to me to have the most control. And like, it's really important for me who you work with. That's been something I'm not compromising in this company is like who makes everything from investors to your intern and everyone in between. Like we want to be very intentional. So I think having options has been a great position for us. Our goal is to take over the world, of course, so I can move down to Japan with you and be a neighbor.
Come on down, man. I'll save you one of the villas.
No, I mean, again, we're doing what we're doing for impact. We'd love to be able to see this deployed as widely as possible, to grow the team, to see it used, and hopefully we can sell it to someone awesome at some point in time that can roll in and even have a bigger impact.
Yeah, incredible. I love what you're up to. I was excited to hear more about it and how it works.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I would love to try it as well and maybe utilize it with some of my clients.
Let's do it. I would love to get you set up 100%.
Yeah, cool. What would you say the biggest challenge has been now being in the AI space? If anything, it seems like things have been pretty, I mean, obviously you guys are working your asses off, but like biggest challenge of getting a brand new technology pushed into an industry like, into business like this?
I mean, there's so many different. An interesting point too is honestly because we've been working with enterprises too. Is like when the enterprise say like, "How long have you been around?" and "How many people on your team?" and that they're used to working with Microsoft and like these big, huge.
Exactly.
So I think showing credibility, I'm like, okay, fine, fair enough. But one, they couldn't build what we're doing. We have a patent pending on our technology. They couldn't
Amazing.
what we're doing. And then, so just try to show it. So I think that's been the hurdle, is to try to articulate to these well-known organizations, like the technology that we're doing hasn't existed before. And so like, I understand you got to hedge your bet. We don't have the Microsoft name behind us, but like try it and you'll see it. So that's been
But they're also clients. I'm not just kidding.
totally. So
One day.
But then once we got one, we got two, and then we got five, and then, so it's been interesting to see the referrals kind of come to life. That has been a challenge. Also, the technology evolves so fast that we're continually, like almost every 6 weeks, we have like an all stop day where we look at the direct, making sure we're doing that. When we built the model, again, we have a patent pending on that too. So the sophistication of like our statistical model has been super hard. but fun is like, there's so much ancillary data around people. Like, how do we build this model that understands performance? So basically it's been hard, but that's why I love it. We're solving cool things and working with awesome people.
That is why you love it. Is going back to your point before, you love a challenge and to figure out how to,
Right. Exactly.
That's amazing. Well, cool, man. I'm happy to hear you guys are thriving, and do what I can to help grow the brand. Who is your perfect client? Who's your those that are listening to this podcast, or anyone that has a referral for you? Who's your ideal client? Is it an industry? Is it a size?
I mean, honestly, I would love to talk to every leadership coach that hears this, every performance coach, every consultant around leadership and development. If you're generally interested in how what to do or what to avoid with AI, if you're curious about it but haven't seen something interesting beyond like chat-based tools, if you're wondering like, how do I actually like prove my ROI, you want to stand out, like I would love to chat with you to show you some things and just see if there's ways we can collab, because I think we're just still on the very early edges of this.
Yeah.
So the more that we can help educate and show and help coaches like think intentionally, like, is this right for you or not? That's super exciting to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm involved in and getting more involved in a lot more of these platforms, these communities that are being built around, like I mentioned before, around the coaching. So let's.
Yeah, oh, sorry, Matt. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was done.
We can start seeing over like we are in the military. That'd be cool.
Yeah, over.
Yeah. I just think there's such a tremendous opportunity for like humans and the best coaches to come together with technology too. So like, I'm just genuinely excited about like how we can work together instead of like, our goal isn't to replace coaches. Our goal is to like create a new species of coach, So like, it's just an interesting time. And so I think the more that we can be curious about it together, the better impact we can continue to have.
Just a quick note. I know of a couple coaches I know are working toward this quickly, but I think in general, a lot of coaches have an aspiration of like creating literally an AI of themselves that it becomes a coach, but the AI knows so much about their way of thinking and where they come from that they can, basically do that at a certain level. And then obviously they're still offering one-on-one as well, but the AI game every industry, every level of expertise. I mean, it's just fascinating what's happening, and to watch this and be able to do that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different use cases, and it's to help people where they need it the most and in the way that matters the most.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. I need to let you get to your next thing here. So I appreciate the conversation. Thanks for coming on here again, and let's keep talking. Let's talk more about how we can partner up and help each other.
Yeah, sounds perfect. Great. Thanks again, Matt.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on the Alchemist Archive. If you feel inspired, don't waste that. Go create something extraordinary.